Good evening, Professor. For this last week, I will go through my presentation. This is for week 8, part 3. And tonight I will talk about creativity and its importance and advantages in business. Let's start first talking about what is the meaning of creativity and why is that important. So creativity is more than just generating ideas. It goes far beyond. It is the ability to create or solve problems, adding value to the solutions, and also at the same time engaging competitiveness. Now, to make to generate creativity, we also need a structure, and to go through this structure, we need a rational process, a process that will make us go step by step, little by little, with a final goal to be resolved. So now let's talk about creativity problem solving in the workplace. So the approach of this is pretty much going like combining logical and imaginative methods or ideas to make it happen. Pretty much it starts from the beginning, from scratch, doing a brainstorming, mind mapping to be able to realize what's really going on the company, or in that case, in the department, or in other cases, when we are about to start working on a project. There's a challenge at the beginning, which is the fear of failure. This is like a barrier to innovation because it doesn't allow our team members, it doesn't allow us to be open and sometimes share our ideas and perspectives about the changes that we would like to provide, to the team. And to avoid this, we have a best practice, which is pretty much very common around the world, mind mapping, doing brainstormings, and like a create a normal way to think in processes. Right now, we pretty much rely on doing some papers, but at the end of the day, if we implement these creative new ways of like of to have a better like approach, and it will help a lot to the department and also at the same time to the teamwork. Now, management and creativity. This is very important because it talks about pretty much what do we really need to do in order to make creativity happen in the workplace. So we go from imagining new possibilities, rational creativity that give us our goal. Why are we making this change? Why are we making this impact? What is the goal? What is the purpose? Do we have the enough resources to make it happen? Do we have the enough time to be efficient to complete this task? Creativity helps organizations stay flexible. Innovation is not limited to a product development. For example, we have the case of Codex. The Codex, this company pretty much didn't want to be innovative, and they pretty much rely on what they had at that moment without taking into considerations what the world was changing. And because of that, they went down, they went to bankruptcy, and other companies such as my bad, such as Netflix, Apple, they went through this process. They innovate, they were creative, and little by little, they were super successful. Now, there's a lot of multiple perspectives in problem solving, and one of the benefits of them is like we engage creativity and innovation at the same time, reduction of bias and error, and improve decision making. This is very important. I would like to connect my example with these benefits that like at the multiple perspectives of problem solving based on my experience. I have a team of 3 girls, and for a moment it was just me. I didn't know what to do pretty much. It was just me making changes and doing everything on my own. But suddenly, they came to my department, they brought their ideas, they brought their perspective, their feedbacks, and we start collaborating together, doing brainstorming sessions just to find out the right process to address one issue, the right project to improve certain specific processes around the department as well. And right now we are doing mind mapping for any kind of problem. We are doing process mapping as well, trying to be innovative in in the workplace. I do also I'm also rotating my team roles. Like there are weeks where one of the girls do something and the next week just doing something else, just to keep them, innovating as well. I also tell them super straight, hey, if you have a change, if you see that there is something to be, to address, be open with all of us. Here, an open mind is also an open solution to be to take in place. And then regarding the last part of this project, ethical considerations in creative solutions. I would like to highlight this word in specific, transparency, because being open with your team is I think is very important, very, very important for any kind of change, because this builds trust and thus reduce resistance among employees. Another good example on this is my workplace. For many years, no, for many years, 2 years, the owners were too closed with their ideas. But suddenly, after many months of conversation, they start being open with everyone, with all the managers. They start being transparent with everybody. Now the employees, they love this kind of share moment that they have, that the owners have with them. Now they're open. Now they feel that they are important for the company, and this allows the employees to feel a sense of ownership. So I think ethical considerations, it's very important, and in the matter of transparency. And lastly, this is a question for all my friends and peers, a question of balance that engage creativity, change, and ethics. In a rapidly evolving business environment, how can organizations balance the pursuit of creativity and innovation with the need for ethical transparency and employee involvement, especially when changes might disrupt established norms? Well, Professor, thank you so much for your time, and I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. Goodbye.